And so finally, the long-awaited report card of Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFRO, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is out on his sojourn to Aso Rock for the first 24 months, 2 years actually. And proudly, Ahmed Tinubu Bola has now officially released his own report card, or what we like to call result of his, there's a word for it, of his stewardship to the country of Nigeria in the last 2 years. And I'll take you through it very keenly. It says over 900,000 beneficiaries of presidential loan and grant scheme, right? Over 300,000 beneficiaries of student loan scheme. Over $10 billion FS debt cleared, as foreign exchange debt cleared. Over 440 ongoing road projects, including over 2,700 kilometers of super highways. 3.84% GDP growth in quarter four, in fourth quarter of 2024, highest in 3 years, of course. 70,000 minimum wage payment. Over 13,500 terrorists eliminated. Over 50 billion naira in new foreign FDI commitment, that's new foreign direct investment commitment. Next foreign exchange reserves up from $3.99 billion in 2023 to $23.11 billion in 2024. Over $8 billion in new oil and gas investments unlocked. 4 new landmark tax bills, 5 new regional development commissions, over $800 million released in processing investment in solid minerals in 2024. And so that is a summarized scorecard of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, having today completed his second year in office as president. And he says in this report that he's laying foundation for a sustainable future. And a lot of his followers are proud of this achievement. And behind all of this is that he calls it the renewed hope agenda that seems to offer the foundation for economic recovery. That's how he tags it, foundation for economic recovery. That we may not be seeing all of these effects, the foreign direct investment commitment, the FS foreign exchange debt clearance, and the debt profile, and all of these commitments and grants to poor, indigent people or Nigerians, student loan, that the future, all of this will materialize, and we don't know. But the questions that we are asking in all of these achievements, there is no single, according to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in that particular video, that infamous video that went viral, when he said that he didn't lay foundation, even like, I don't know why he said it again, but there is no single investment in the three most important, and that's where my worry comes from. While I do not argue, it would be out of place to saying that all of these investments are unnecessary, but whether they are important, whether they are urgent, are conversations that we can have another day. But I've asked, what exactly has the president done in investment in restructuring our security, and what has been done to achieve a better secured environment? Because according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, beside welfare of the citizens, security of lives and properties is paramount. And so we continue to wonder why the president has paid very little attention, or what some people call lip service, to the security of lives and properties. The security has become a war scene in the last couple of months, and Nigerians are worried. Is it that he's aware that it's a political gimmicks, or they are distractors? And if you say there are distractors that are trying to distract him, and this is what they did to Goodluck Jonathan, of course, which he became a beneficiary. That is, if he wasn't the orchestrator. What are you doing to deal with the distractors? Because Nigerians are losing their lives. And that's one. The second is the investment in power sector. Apart from the popularized propaganda of band A, band B, and all of that, and increased payment for power in Nigeria, people are still complaining. In fact, the problem now is that Nigerians, because of the foreign exchange and all of the other attendant factors, Nigerians can no longer even invest in alternate power supply, solar generators, fuel, and all of that. So Nigerians are back to depending on the power generated by the country. And Tinubu seems not to have paid attention. I remember he said that during the campaign for 2023 that if he doesn't fix power, he should not be re-elected. Unfortunately, there's not so much investment done in that regard. Like I said in my TikTok live yesterday, one of the worst ministers in Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government is the Minister of Power. And if Bola Ahmed Tinubu has serious interest in giving Nigeria steady or stable power supply, he will not be appointing his worst, the weakling in his cabinet to assign it to the minister, except just the way he has investment in petroleum with all of the things happening in Malta. Maybe he has investment in the alternate power supply. Now we are hearing a 10 billion investment in solar. So there is something in the offering. Then thirdly, poverty eradication or poverty reduction. The goal for poverty reduction, I don't know, Tinubu's idea for poverty reduction seems to be grants and aids and loans. But everywhere in the world, when you want to help a people and save them from poverty, is to invest in critical economic infrastructures. All right, and do that as much. Again, security comes back to light, power again comes back to light, healthcare, education, roads network, and a lot more. Develop strategies for economic support for business people, entrepreneurs, and all of that. But the government is yet to pay attention to that. Then let's not also forget that the issues about state police, the issues about regionalization, which of course have become most important. What he did, for example, in solving the issues about restructuring of this country was to have introduced two policies which you mentioned here. One of them is new tax reforms, which I think that restructuring, regionalization would have helped. Going to true federalism, for example, if we cannot achieve empowering units of the country, that's the state, to have through full autonomy, then we could have looked at regionalization or restructuring of the country in whatever regions that we can, so that all of these regions can take care of themselves. Then the issues about state police, for example, I see very important. Then he introduced tax B to replacing all of that, and then introduced regional commissions. That's still like puppets, appointees of government that little or no power, so to speak. So all of this, I don't know. I don't want to be very critical. I've made my own analysis according to what he said. I've also argued that these are my thoughts. I thought he would have paid attention to, but fortunately he has not paid attention to this very important and urgent area. So I'll leave it for you to decide. What do you think? Tinubu 2 years. Sincerely. What do you think?